most important qualities of an Olympic level sailor is to be adaptable, because there are so many things in sailing that are outside of your control. The weather, your competitors, and basically every day brings something different. And I think that's what really is compelling to me about sailing, is there's no 2 days that are the same. And so in order to do your job well, you have to be in that constant mindset of the boat that wins is the one that's trying to anticipate and adapt the fastest. Yeah, I think what's really interesting about the America's Cup is that we're also, as much as we're a sailing race, we're also a design race. And so what's really cool about this team is right now, a lot of the team is completely focused on operations for race day down in Villanova, race weekend actually. And then at the same time, you have a lot of people still on base like me, who are also focused on continuing to develop the fastest boat possible for the America's Cup a year from now. And so balancing the here and now, being present for racing, being absolutely prepared for anything, with continuing to push forward and never letting our foot off the gas. I think that's such an interesting teamwork challenge, and it's really cool to see how people operate. And I think one of the keys to the success of our team is people are very clear on their job. And at the same time, there's, in terms of being adaptable, new things come up all the time, and we need to figure out who's the best person to jump on that and address it and find a solution. So it was my father who got me into sailing, but before that, before I was 15 years old, I was obsessed with soccer, and that was my one-track mind, and I wanted to go to the Olympics for soccer. And then I burned out of that, and my dad was like, all right, time to try racing. And so I did at a nonprofit sailing center in Seattle, Washington called Sail Sandpoint. And they had amazing instructors. I had so much fun, and I fell in love with racing sailboats. And so fast forward, I also knew no one in my family is a professional sailor, and I also knew that my career was really important to me. And my dad's an engineer, and I started to be more and more interested in that. So pursued that education. And after full-time Olympic sailing, I was working in San Francisco as an engineer, and then started doing more moth sailing, which is a one-person foiling boat. And over the last couple of years, the itch to combine the two, sailing and engineering, was just too strong to pass up. And what a better team to join than American Magic. So really excited about the opportunity. Well, obviously, it's an amazing place to sail, and that's what drew the team to Pensacola. But I think what's really had the team be sticking around is the community that has been so welcoming to the team and their families. I haven't had the privilege of living full-time in Pensacola yet, but I did go there for a couple weeks for Women's America's Cup training camp late last year. And it's clearly a really cool community that's excited to support the team, and really has been. And you can't really put a value on that. That is an intangible asset to the team. And the team is not just the people employed by the team, it's our families, it's our supporters. And so to make that community bigger is a huge asset. And I know American Magic has felt so welcomed. The boats are getting faster and faster in the Olympics right now. And so physically, it takes a lot of agility. I think that's one of my favorite parts is being on my feet, crossing the boat. And it's kind of like acrobatics. Then in the boat I sailed, then I had to hook into a trapeze, and I'm hanging off the side, horizontal, off the side of the boat. So actually only my toes were touching the boat. So agility is a big one. We already talked about being adaptable. I think it's important to be calm and collected, because just like how we talked about things always changing, that also means that things aren't going to go well for you sometimes. And a sailing regatta is made up of many races, and it's about trying to be consistently excellent throughout all of those races. So you're going to probably have a few tough ones where things don't go your way. As far as the daily routine, yeah, eating healthily is really big. Working out to be strong and agile is huge. And then also working out so that you're not so physically exhausted that you're able to think straight and make those smart strategic decisions on the water. There's a black sail in between the two people on one side of the boat and the two people on the other. And so I can't really think of a clearer metaphor for you need to be able to communicate with your teammate about what you can't see and talk to them about what they can't see, and be able to be succinct, because things happen fast and you need to be clear. And then as far as the trust side, very similar thing there. And like I was talking about earlier, how everyone on this team has their roles. You need to be able to trust that that people are going to carry through on their responsibilities. And I think that ties in well to the community, the yacht club, the team. That doesn't happen overnight because it's about building trust and building that connection. Can't wait. Having a place where you can find your routine as an athlete, train, and just get those hours on the water surrounded by an amazing community is really all you can ask for as an Olympic hopeful or Olympic athlete. So it's going to be a really great bond between the athletes and the community. Thank you.